The Amazing World of Gumball is far from just a cute and silly cartoon. Did you know that Elmore is full of super bizarre mysteries that have never been answered? So you don't think we're exaggerating, let's start by talking about one of the creepiest mysteries. There's a clown who appears hidden in several episodes, always watching the other characters from afar. His first appearance is in the episode The Procrastinators, where he shows up at the window to remind Gumball and Darwin to take out the trash, since the two were procrastinating as much as possible to avoid doing it. Of course, seeing this scary-looking man made them get it done right away with no more excuses. Can you really blame them? But that was just the first of many appearances of this mysterious figure who always finds a way to hide in the strangest places, even showing up at school. The clown is even seen inside the TV. The only episode that gives any information about this being is The Ghouls, where it's revealed he's a ghoul, a type of monster that people aren't afraid of anymore, so much so that he tries to scare some kids and fails miserably. But let's be honest, the clown is still pretty creepy, especially when he shows up for no reason in a random episode. It's almost like he's keeping an eye on Gumball and Darwin, maybe just waiting for the right moment to attack them. The scariest part of all this is knowing that this is only the first of the 10 biggest mysteries about the amazing world of Gumball that you need to know. So grab your popcorn and settle in. This is another Cinewave. The Stalker Clown is far from being the only creepy element in the show that was never explained. There's another creature that's just as disturbing, maybe even worse, for one simple reason. She lives with the Wattersons every single day in their house, more specifically in Anaise's arms. Yep, we're talking about Daisy, that little stuffed donkey that Gumball's younger sister loves. Even though it seems like just an innocent toy at first, a few episodes show that this doll is much more than that, even having a life of its own. Well, if it were just a doll with a life of its own, that would be fine, right? Gumball and Darwin have a cactus as a classmate, so that would still make sense. The problem is that Daisy showed herself to be a demonic creature who wants to treat Anais like a toy to hurt her. What is Daisy's origin, and why is she so twisted? Well, we can't say exactly why the little doll can talk, but you can theorize about how she came to hate Anais. Maybe Daisy wasn't always evil, but turned that way after living with the girl for so long. Gumball's sister likes her doll, but like a lot of kids, she doesn't really value it that much and leaves it lying around all the time. Plus, she does some pretty cruel things, like opening Daisy up to store stuff inside of her. To make it worse, the day the little donkey revealed that she could talk to her owner did not end very well. Daisy just told Anais she loved her instead of making any kind of threat. But the little girl freaked out and kicked the doll away, and it was a strong kick for sure. Anais would definitely do well if she trained to be a soccer player. Anyway, can you really blame the doll for hating this owner? Everybody knows that Darwin, Gumball's brother and also his best friend, is adopted. You didn't really think that Nicole, a cat, and Richard, a rabbit, were the biological parents of a fish, right? In reality, Darwin was just a regular little goldfish who soon grew arms and legs thanks to Gumball's love. But all of this means that his parents are regular fish out there somewhere. That is, if they're even still alive. But who are they exactly? Are they really just normal fish, or magical? After all, Darwin was bought from the Awesome Store, a van that sells weird and supernatural stuff. Maybe the little guy was already destined to grow arms, legs, and the ability to breathe outside of water, with Gumball's wish only speeding up his evolution. That opens up the possibility that Darwin's parents also live on the surface instead of at the bottom of the ocean. Who knows, maybe they're even residents of Elmore. It sure would be awesome if the follow-up series, The Wonderfully Weird World of Gumball, could reveal the truth about Darwin's biological family, right? We already talked about the clown who watches the characters from a distance in several episodes, but a lot of people believe there's something even scarier that pops up in the background of some scenes. A bizarre black ball with arms, legs, and eyes. Gumball fans named it Monaise. This creature is even more mysterious than the clown because it has a completely weird appearance that doesn't resemble anything from our world. It's like something from another dimension. But here's the thing, Monaise really is from another dimension because it is not officially part of the amazing world of Gumball, at least not in any official way. Its appearances floating around online, as far as anyone knows, came from pirated versions of the show. If you watch the same episodes on Cartoon Network or any official streaming platform, you'll see the mysterious black ball isn't there. So Monaise must have been added to the show by fans who edited the episodes. But you know what's even creepier? In a way, this character still exists in the amazing world of Gumball. Or at least, used to exist, because he shows up in the pilot episode along with some others who were also cut from the final version of the show. The version of the character is called Circle Guy, and he seems harmless, even with his strange look. So basically, fans just took this scrapped character and added him back to the show to create a creepypasta. Now, who exactly did that? Or why? We'll never know. If you think about it, Monaise, or Circle Guy, must have gotten stuck in the void after being cut from the series, since that's where all the forgotten ones go. Since the void is supposed to be a central theme in the new show, and the old series love to poke fun at things people in the real world make up, like the Chinese Gumball copycat, Circle Guy could very well come back and maybe even turn into Monaise for real. If you'd love to see this mystery explored in the new series, comment down below with #mystery. One of the creepiest episodes of The Amazing World of Gumball is The Joy, where the entire school gets infected by a virus that turns everyone into cheerful zombies who just love hugging other people. The ending is the worst part because it shows Miss Simeon, the last survivor, getting hugged and finally giving in to the virus. What's weird is that the next episode is The Puppy, where everyone is back to normal and acts like nothing ever happened. How did everything go back to normal with no explanation at all? That's something we'll never know because they never bring it up again. The Void is one of the scariest concepts in Gumball, a dimension where all forgotten things and people end up. Every character in the series who stopped being relevant basically goes there, getting erased from reality and forgotten by everyone. That was the case for Rob, who went insane after being trapped there and became the show's big villain. But have you ever wondered what exactly the Void is? How did it come about? And why? Or maybe it's just a force of nature that's existed since Gumball's universe was created. Well, even though we don't have the answers we want, it's pretty likely the new season will explain everything we've always wanted to know about the Void. Another supernatural place that has already caused a lot of stress for the characters is the Awesome Store, a van that sells all kinds of items, including some with powers or even cursed ones. This is where the Wattersons bought a demon turtle, but there are plenty of other products, like a remote that can do something pretty simple: control the universe. And that's just the beginning. There's also a console that puts the player inside the video game, a magic notebook that makes everything written in it come true, and of course, Darwin. Where do all these items come from? Maybe the van's owner travels the world to collect these magical relics, or has a lot of good contacts, kind of like Mr. Fox from Peppa Pig. Just kidding. The Job is a classic episode of the series. Pretty much everyone has seen Richard getting a job as a pizza delivery guy at least once. What's funny is that Richard is so lazy that the fabric of reality itself literally starts to tear apart when he gets a job, leading to a bunch of really weird scenes. It's a genius joke, but could there be a deeper explanation in the show's universe for why Nicole's husband could put the entire universe at risk just by starting to work? That all points to Richard being way more important than we ever thought, or even more powerful if the reason this collapse happens is because he's putting in too much effort. By the way, hitting the subscribe button doesn't take any effort at all, and it's totally worth it because you'll always get our videos about your favorite cartoons. It's actually kind of ironic that while Richard can't hold down a job, Larry basically has every possible job in Elmore, to the point where the entire city would probably collapse if he ever decided to quit them all at once. We know the main reason Larry works so much is because he has to pay for all the damage the Watterson family constantly causes around town. But the real mystery is, how does he manage to have so many jobs? No human being would ever have the time or energy to work that much, especially since he'd have to be in multiple places at the same time to make it work. Honestly, Larry would probably make way more money if he became a coach and sold an online course teaching people how to be that productive. Darwin's heart belongs to Carrie, and no one's here to deny that, but he almost had a romantic relationship with another girl before falling for the ghost. The girl we're talking about is Rachel, Tobias's older sister. She actually gave the little fish a kiss during the episode The Party, making Darwin completely melt. That could have been the start of a really cute romance, right? But in the end, Rachel never had another big appearance after that episode and mysteriously vanished after the second season. That made a lot of people think the poor girl ended up in the void and got erased from reality, but we found out the truth in the miniseries Darwin's Yearbook, which talks more about the characters in this universe and brings back flashbacks from the main show. There, Tobias reveals Rachel went off to college. Well, at least one mystery on this list got solved, right? Want to keep having fun? Then go ahead and click on one of the 2 videos we left on your screen. Thanks, and see you next time!